Eh, I knew that. I was just not sure.
Okay, so we are live.
Because,
Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so greetings everyone, and welcome to session one of my MYFAROG The Coming game that I've titled Fight Them in the Mountains. So let's start this off with the intro. The year is 1987. About 6 months ago, 40 years of tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union finally boiled over. The Soviets unleashed hell upon the United States. Massive numbers of ground troops came down from the skies, killing any American they saw and occupying the land they conquered. Short, Shortly after, the nukes dropped. Cities such as New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and many more have been reduced to smoldering radioactive craters. Most occupied areas not directly affected by nuclear fallout have become labor camps or have fallen into anarchy. You, the party, are in a family sized fallout shelter in what used to be the town of Rogers in the state of Ohio. It holds about 6 to 8 people and is hidden underneath a barn on a small patch of farmland. You were in some capacity part of a forced labor camp and somehow managed to escape captivity and are now on the run from the Soviets. The owner of this farm has been graciously allowing some survivors to stay there, sharing some of his stockpiles of food and have a place to sleep. You've been hiding in this bunker for roughly a week, hiding from the Soviets. You're almost out of food and water. It will only last you about 1 or 2 more days before you're completely out. Not only that, since it's mid June at this point, it's beginning to get pretty hot. The shelter is beginning to feel like a sauna more and more by the hour. It's become very clear that you won't be able to stay here much longer before you either starve or begin to suffer from heat stroke. So, what are your characters doing? Unless you want to, well, actually, first and foremost, let's introduce your characters. Let's start with Trent.
My character is Joseph Breckenridge, a 32-year-old engineer from the town of Youngsville, Ohio.
Okay. And Lubin, what is your character?
my character's name is Fernando Freitas, and he's a white guy, um, a sportsman, and a sort of a trader, commerce guy. He's 30 years old, and he's had a professional career in baseball, but now does mostly training, like as a personal trainer, and um, in his free time he rides a bike. He goes mountain hiking, climbing, as that's activities that he enjoys. And in other more kind of like professional environments, like his work, he is involved with buying raw goods such as sugar. That's his biggest business, and packaging it and reselling it at a higher price. And that was what he used to do before the Soviets took over and kind of disrupted every single business and every single action that you can think of.
Obviously, since we are now under communist rule, everything is controlled by the state. So, yeah,
But yeah,
that's
that's in short what he does. I could go on, but I think that's sufficient for now.
okay. So, as I was saying, you guys are in this kind of small, like bomb shelter, and it's again, it's not particularly big, but it's enough that you could kind of space out just a little bit. You all have like to sleep on, and you have your dwindling supply of food. So, what are your characters doing right now?
My character is all right. Who's gonna go first?
You can go first.
Oh, okay, I'll go first. My character is laying on the bed with his hands behind his head, kind of cushioning his head on the stinky bed, and the bed bugs are crawling all around him, and he's sweating a lot. Um, and he gets up, sits on the bed, and starts to devise a plan of action for today, and looks around in the room and observes the empty canned food lying around on the floor, and thinks that it would be a good idea to perhaps look for something to eat other than the supplies, naturally.
I'm going to say Joseph is probably deep in thought, either pacing or sitting on his bed, and occasionally glancing at the American flag he has hung above his bed. He is slowly coming to the conclusion that it is going to become necessary to return to the surface in order to avoid starvation.
Okay. So, so you guys are just kind of just sitting there, pondering your plan of action, and just as you're thinking about that, your thoughts are kind of interrupted by some knocking on the large metal door, and the door opens, and you see a middle-aged man. His name, this is the owner of the farm that he's, who owns this plot of land you've been occupying. His name is Jim. He's an older guy. He's a World War II veteran, and just saying, can you guys you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah,
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, it's like somebody's saying that my voice is very quiet.
who said that?
It's actually my wife watching the live stream.
That's awesome. She's so supportive of you.
It's, as far as I know, I have the audio cranked, so I don't know exactly what to do. But as long as you can hear me, that's fine, I guess.
I think I can hear you much louder than previously, for sure.
I don't know if
Much better.
it's like for some reason quieter on the recording, but I will press onward. So
No, yeah, it's good for me.
okay, so Jim opens the door, and he's kind of like he doesn't descend down, and he just calls down. He's like, "You boys still good down there?"
Yup.
It's going.
Is there anything that I can get you boys? I haven't heard from you boys in a while.
Jim, I think we're wanting to head out soon. Is that all right?
That's perfectly fine by me. It's like you boys can do whatever you'd like.
That's great. I think we'll be going outside very, very soon. And I'm just gonna look towards oh, what was his name again? Sorry. The
Yep.
character of Trent. What was it?
Joseph.
Joseph, sorry. I'm gonna look to Joseph and um, maybe gesture a little bit that I'm gonna go out and kind of nod my head towards the exit.
Joseph stands up and says, "Well, we ain't got much better to do, but wait."
Okay, so you are going to walk up the steps that are going down.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna find a way out of this bunker and look around, see what's around us, make our mind up on what we want to do and where we want to go.
Okay, so you walk up the steps and up into the barn. It's significantly. I mean, it's still hot out, but it's not as you don't feel so congested. There's a slight breeze, and looking around, you see everywhere like the grass is just kind of started to get really overgrown in a lot of spots as most people haven't been maintaining their properties as much since most everybody has either been killed, put into labor camps, or have fled.
Right.
From where
Well,
from where you stand right now, there is you walk out of the barn and like directly ahead of you, kind of to your left is the farmhouse. Parked outside the house is Jim's old pickup truck. Probably just an old, maybe not like super old, probably just like 10-year-old like Ford F-150 pickup truck.
uh-huh.
And just every so often you can see some livestock,
Mm-hmm.
making the walking around. He's kind of has some chickens just trotting around freely on the property. You can see some cows out in the pasture, and a couple horses, in another field.
Well, it looks like he's pretty much um, he's got animals to look after and he can use them for his nutrition, but I kind of get the vibe that he maybe wants us to leave. Or maybe he doesn't mind, I don't know. I haven't spoken to him, but. Right. Can I find Jim? Can I see him anywhere?
You as you walk out, he steps aside and he's to your right, probably about 5 feet away.
Well, I'll walk up to him and greet him. Uh, Good day, Jim. So, we've been here for a while now. What is the situation? Can we stay? Can we come back here? How are we to view you and us and I and my pal Joseph? What's going on with?
Well,
Can we stay here for longer?
well, I can't say for sure. I don't know if staying here would be safe for much longer. I hear that them commies are trying to expand their influence. I know they've taken over.
Yeah.
I know they've taken over Youngstown to the north. It's only about 20 miles away, but from what I've been hearing from other survivors, they've been slowly creeping their way down this way. So, if I were you, I'd be hightailing it out of here.
What do you think
And
you're
what
gonna?
about you, Jim?
What am I gonna do? Well, this land's been in my family for generations, and if God says it's my time to go, then it's my time to go. But if they come shooting, I'll shoot back. I mean, these old bones, they aren't really made for fighting anymore, but I've done my fair share of fighting, and I'll damn sure die fighting again.
Spoken like a true patriot. But Jim, tell me, how long before you die? How long before they come?
I surely can't tell you. I just live my life day by day, and
Well, perhaps
God says it's my time to go, then I will go with Him.
Perhaps I didn't quite say it properly. Didn't make myself clear. I feel like you maybe it would be good to know when they're coming, so you can prepare. If you're gonna fight them, at least go down and take some of them with you. What do you say?
I can't say for sure when they'll come, but
Well, they won't come today, that's for sure.
I can't say for sure, but I'd rather you boys
Well,
not be around to find out.
Well,
You're a
what
good
if we
man.
want to help you? Yeah. What if we want to fight them with you?
Well, I greatly appreciate it, boys, but you know, you boys have something to live for. I don't really have too much to live for. My dear wife died of cancer 10 years ago. All my kin have moved on elsewhere. Haven't heard from them since.
So you'd rather stay here than come with us? Maybe that's best for you. It sounds very sad to me, Jim. But I guess it's your choice. One thing I'll do for you is I'll go and scout the area around. I've got a pair of binoculars, and I'll try and find some more information for you, so at least you're not so unaware.
Okay, so you want to go?
But I'll go and speak to. Well, he's right next to me, so there's no need to. Eventually, I'll go and talk to him. Yeah.
You want to go find the? You want to go like scout out the area and.
Yeah, I want to go and walk around a little bit. That's what I'll do. Get you know, you guys. But I'm not gonna do that right now. First, I want to hear what your plans are, and maybe we could work as a team or split into individuals doing individual things. But I'd rather have somebody accompany me, but I can do it on my own as well.
I'll go with you.
I think it'll be safer, don't you think? You can look out for me, and I can have my back, and I can have your back.
Okay, so from where you are right now to your right is, it's like a fairly long driveway, and at the end it turns onto a road.
Uh-huh.
And
Is it a cemented road? Is it a dirt road? What
it's a
kind of
paved road.
Okay.
It's like a straight shot for a few miles in either direction. Though, like to the heading south, it does like curve off, or it turns slightly and continues on southeast.
Yeah.
But, from from really where you are, it's just like a pretty, an idyllic, American, countryside.
Uh-huh. It's very quiet, I guess.
Yeah, like, not having, ignoring the fact that your way of life has been completely destroyed. It's very peaceful out here.
Yeah, ignoring that. Yeah. Well then, the road leads to other places that have other people. Maybe we should go and head and look for other people as well. Maybe. But my suggestion is, Joseph, as we go and carefully look around the surroundings, maybe, who knows, maybe a few miles from here, just to see what's going on, and at least we can see if there's other people, friends or foes, and then we'll come back and probably pack our stuff and leave properly.
That sounds good to me.
And let him face his potential, whatever fate brings this man, since he's ready to stay here. And yeah,
if you boys are heading out and you're coming back, I don't know which way you're going, but if you'd like, I could lend you my old truck if it would help you out a little bit. I don't need it. Right now.
You don't want to keep your truck?
Well, if you bring it back, it would be greatly appreciated. But right here, right now, like this is where I'm staying.
I feel like, yeah. Well then, if I didn't know you would lend us your truck, but I feel like we can take it for sure. I think it's best we take it, actually. What do you say, Joseph?
That sounds like a good plan.
So, Jim,
yeah.
He reaches down into his pocket and he tosses you the keys to the truck.
Great. Well, I'll take the keys and
as you take the keys, says, "God bless you, boys."
God bless you too, Jim.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim. We'll bring back the truck, hopefully. Well, I'll go and get a weapon. I'm going to get my weapon and some other things, and we'll go back to the truck. So this is what I'll do. I'll just go pick up some stuff Basically everything that's on my sheet is gonna be picked up by me, and I'm gonna go and load it on the truck with myself.
Joseph is going to grab his gun, flag, which he folds up and tucks into his leather jacket, and the last bits of his music.
Great. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and that's pretty much the plan. We'll hop in the truck and go in the direction that's towards the I would call it like the red cloud where it's spreading from, and then try to find any more survivors and maybe scout if there's any people coming around this way, and then we'll let him know when we come back what we found, and then we can go in another direction.
So you want to head north?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna head. So who? First and foremost, who's driving?
I got trained.
Oh, yeah, you're driving.
Yeah, I've got it as a trained skill, so I could, if you don't want to drive. If you want to drive, you're welcome.
If you're trained in it, it's probably better to have you do it. Like, even though you don't need to drive, it's probably just in case.
Yeah, well, I've been driving since I was 15, so it's fine. No problem for me. Got taught how to drive early on. So yeah, I'll hop in the truck and we'll start heading to the north in hope of finding some more friends. And even if they're foes, I guess we'll just be careful and drive slowly. Well, I'll drive and you can have the binoculars. So I'm gonna hand him the binoculars. This is Joseph. I'm gonna give you the binoculars, and I don't know if you got any maps or anything of this area. Maybe Jim has, but I guess I don't know. Maybe there's one in the truck. We'll see.
Well,
yeah.
Area. So, would he have a lot of knowledge of the local geography?
Yeah, he's lived here for a good portion of his life, so he's probably. You would definitely know. You definitely know, like the surrounding area very well.
All right.
Well, anyway, I'm in the truck now, and got all my stuff, and ready to go. If you're ready as well.
Yep.
Unless you want something else from here.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start, and I'll drive slowly, and we'll just look around. If we see anything or anyone,
Okay.
we'll stop.
Okay. So you're gonna drive, slowly. I'm gonna say you're probably driving maybe like anywhere between like 15 to 25 miles an hour, something like that.
Yeah,
The
sounds like a.
The roads aren't bad. I mean, you can see in some spots where like some grass has started to like grow out of like some cracks in the road, but it's still very much drivable.
Well, that's good news, and his truck is pretty robust, hopefully.
It's it's a much older truck compared to modern trucks where it's mostly made out of metal. Being in the northeast, it's probably started to rust in certain spots because they like to salt the roads a lot during the wintertime, and that kind of
Yeah.
corrodes stuff a lot better. So it's in fairly, I would say it's probably in, at the very least, good condition. So I'm gonna say,
Kind of like Jim.
so roll a d20 for me.
Who should roll that? Both of us.
Just you, Lubin.
Okay, no problem. Just one moment. That's what you got. Number 9.
Yep, everything's good. And so
The truck didn't fall apart. Thank goodness.
It did not fall
Yep.
apart. It's it's kind of, it's purring like a dream. Like it's kind of loud, but not that big of a deal. So you're
Okay.
gonna start making your way north, passing by many more farmhouses, a few more industrial sites, and eventually the road you drive past like a large lake, and the road kind of winds a little bit, and then it starts to become a bit more urban-esque. You start to see more shops and
Nice.
whatnot. And so Lubin's character is driving. Fernando, right? He's driving, and so since I'm sorry, what is your character's name again, Trent?
Joseph Breckenridge.
Okay,
Or
Joseph Breckenridge. Yeah.
Joe.
Joseph, right? Yeah.
Yeah, make a perception check, Joe,
All right.
since you got the binoculars.
Yeah. I guess I'll just really slow down and stop on the
That's,
curve of the road.
Natural 1.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say.
There we go.
I'm gonna say, you look, you put like the binoculars up to your eye, but at the same as you do so, Fernando drives over a pothole in the road, and
Oh fuck.
it like jolts the binoculars out of your hand.
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. These fucking roads mean. God damn. Right. What do you see? What do you see, Joseph? You got the binoculars. Anything interesting? Except for, dropping the binoculars. That was my fault. Pardon me. I'll try to avoid the potholes.
I did not see shit.
You did not see shit? Gosh. Okay, I'm sure you can look again.
Can I make that check again?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can make the check again, since you didn't really get the chance to see anything.
Yeah, I mean, just drop the binocular.
Let me see. That is a 12.
I'm gonna say it's good enough. So as you look through the binoculars, and probably about maybe like 300 feet ahead, just past some train tracks, you can make out some figures standing in the road. You can probably make out about three figures. They look like they're all holding something, but you can't really tell what exactly they're holding.
Like all three of them are holding the same thing, or they're all holding.
They're all holding something.
Okay. I turn to Fernando and I say, "There's some folks way out there. I don't know if you
Okay.
can.
Where
About 3 of them."
is it? Yeah? Is that like
And I point
west of where we are? Or the general direction. And what direction would that be to us? North,
You guys are
east,
heading north.
west. Yeah. So are they northeast, northwest?
They are directly ahead of you.
Directly ahead of us. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a look as well. Not through the binoculars, but I'll try to squint my eyes and kind of see. Do I manage to make out any movement from that distance? What was the distance again? Like.
Roll for it.
Yeah. Okay. One moment. Here's it. It's a 20. Roll D20, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, I wrote the wrong command. 13.
Okay, so you can make out that these 3 men, they're armed. They are holding rifles. And you can also make out, like,
Oh shit.
they're all wearing red berets, but they don't look like they're military.
Well, and this time, yeah, okay. Anything else?
You can also see that they are standing in front of some sort of like makeshift barricade made out of like some chain link fence and some concrete blocks of some sort. It looks to you kind of like a makeshift checkpoint of some sort.
And they were holding on to something.
They're armed. They're holding rifles.
Ah, okay. They're all holding guns. Well, looks like the red caps got guns, and I don't know if those red caps are communists or not, but not sure I want to find out, and I'm not sure we want to get found out, because I feel like we're outnumbered. I'm gonna say that and kind of like move my jaw down and around whilst looking at Joseph and wink. Trying to act pretty calm, although I'm kind of, a little bit nervous because of what I just saw.
So you don't wanna like drive up to these folks?
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. Not yet. Or not until I know what the hell these people are gonna do. What kind of people they are.
Yeah. Joseph,
that's all a mystery, yeah.
I'm sorry?
I got an idea. And he pulls out his flag and tries to open up the window and stick the flag out the window and see if they signal it to them, see how they react.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna stop you from doing that. If that's like, if I can kind of grab your arm and like try and convince you not to do that yet, because I feel like that's quite risky.
Well, you're not. Are you going to stop driving up to them? Because wouldn't that also be risky?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say if you're going to like
driving.
take your hand off of the wheel to like kind of like force it down, make another driving check.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh god. Okay. What's happening here? I've got 2, but my driving skill is trained, and I've got 3, I think. Yeah, I've got 3.
You got 3. I'm gonna say that's still gonna be a failure. So you reach over to like pull his hand down, but as you do, like you kind of like swerve, like kind of like off the road a little bit.
Oh.
Like you don't.
I'm just gonna stop the vehicle.
You don't wreck, but you just like kind of.
Thank God. I want to stop the vehicle, if possible.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
You certainly can.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the vehicle. And so what happened with the? So I guess I didn't quite stop him, and maybe he's. So Joseph, what's your reaction to this? I guess I'm gonna look at you, and my character's gonna look at you, and like, not in any like, not in an aggressive way, more in like kind of nervous way and afraid way, because I'm not sure what these people want. So I feel like maybe they could see us and then they could start going for us or like trying to get to us. Of course we are in a vehicle, but still maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just want to hear what happens next.
Joseph is going to, since you obviously did not want him to go through with his idea.
I just don't. Yeah.
He's gonna put his flag away.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jim would know anything about these guys with red berets.
I don't think Jim goes out a lot here, does he? Since what happened? Maybe he does.
He's
I have
probably
no idea.
he used to go out, quite a lot, but
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, maybe he does know. Maybe he does know.
Since the invasion, he's kind of stayed put.
I know around like the late 80s, early 90s, there was a lot of militias. Like a lot of there were a few like major militias in the United States. So this could be like some resistance.
It could be a
sounds
militia,
nice.
But you don't know whether they are on your side or working for the Soviets.
That is true.
Well, that's true. So I feel like I'm gonna like ask Joseph to look with the binocular again, and like this time I'm also gonna, before I do that, I'm also gonna try to put the car maybe. Well, maybe they don't know about the car. I have no idea. They didn't seem aware of our presence, right?
I'm gonna say, since you wiped out a little bit, they probably are aware of your presence now.
Well, we are stopped.
Oh, okay.
I'll be able to get
at them. Yeah, let's look at it with let's see what Joseph sees if he wants to look at them again.
Do you want me to roll for that?
Yeah, roll for it.
All right. Oh my gosh, 10.
You can definitely see that these three men they're approaching you on foot. Like they saw you kind of wipe out, and they're kind of like confused as like what just happened. So they're making their way in your direction just to investigate.
Okay. I don't know any of that. I mean, I can see them moving, but I don't know about that. So I would say it's Joseph's call.
I'm gonna turn to Fernando and say, maybe turn the truck around. We might have to, depending on how this goes, we might have to make a bit of a getaway.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm gonna quickly put it into back gear. I'm gonna try and turn the truck around and switch the direction. So I'm gonna try to do a turn, like like a 180-degree turn. A quick one, if there's enough space on this road.
It's like there's no traffic on the road, so you could definitely make like a 3-point turn or something,
Yeah.
or whatever you'd like. So you're just
Yeah,
gonna
I'll do that.
you're just gonna turn around and head back towards
Yeah.
towards.
I'm gonna just I'm gonna turn the vehicle to where we were coming from.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, fully, maybe halfway for now. But I'll obviously spin the steering wheel so that if I press the gas on, I can go in the other direction quickly. I assume this is a manual, right? That there's no like it's not. Yeah, it's a manual car with gears and.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it would more than likely.
Yeah.
It would be a stick shift.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So that's what I mean. I'm gonna switch to the one that goes backwards. Turn it around 90 degrees so it's facing like a cross. It's like crossing the road as if it's perpendicular to the road. And then if I need to, I'm gonna turn the wheel and head really quickly in that direction. And at the same time, I'll wait for some kind of an indication of something. I don't know what exactly. And also, how far away are these people from us, approximately, again?
I'd probably say they're probably like 150 feet.
So that's getting closer.
Fairly close. So you're just gonna hightail it out of there.
Well, I'm waiting
We're
to see.
turning around, bro.
We're turning around?
Well, that's what I was suggesting, was just turn around.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've turned around already. It's just whether I want to just leave without saying anything, without learning anything about their intentions. So I guess you can keep observing them. I have an idea as well to shout, or maybe your idea with waving the flag is a good one now that they've got our attention, so we can't really sneak up on them anymore, which I thought would be preferable. Just to observe. Let's decide. So I'm going to probably shout friendly to them, just to let them know that we're friendly, and wait for a response.
So these three men, they walk up to you, and you get close to them. They're all holding AK pattern rifles.
Oh,
That's not.
Like they're definitely like military. They're fully automatic, AK-47 rifles.
it doesn't look like the American choice of weapon, to be honest.
So he, one man kind of walks up to you and he's like, he brings you this way.
It's just checking the area out, but
Is there a recognizable accent?
He's speaking with an American accent.
Okay.
So again, he said, you're just kind of checking out the area, you said.
Yeah. You got a problem with that, pal?
No, not really. But we have been told by our commanders to be on the lookout for two men that had escaped the labor camp a few weeks ago. Have you seen them?
Well, what do they look like?
No, they were both fairly tall. One had basically, he kind of mouths off the description vaguely similar to both of you guys, but for whatever reason he doesn't realize that you are the guys that he's looking for.
That's some good luck.
Really good look. I mean, I knew this. So these guys, to me, are basically just watchdogs, kind of, and serving, I guess, the new order. So I feel like I already have a dislike towards them, but I'm gonna play it quite neutral. So I'm gonna say no. I mean, I don't think I recall seeing anybody like that. You? I'm gonna look to him. To Joseph.
I suppose not. No.
I assume you are heading back to base. Are you not?
Of course we are.
Sure.
My
I'm
friend
just gonna.
know how the hell to drive. He turned us all the way around after he ran into the ditch. Jab him in the ribs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's potholes everywhere. Since. Oh, I don't
Greedy
know.
capitalists can't even.
It's complicated right now. It's complicated right now.
He believes your story, and he tells the two other men to move the barriers to let you guys through.
Well, that's sweet. So, are his pals far away from us, or what? How far away are they, or are they quite close to our vehicle? Because this guy just like
they're probably
is right next to me, right?
They're probably maybe like 30 feet away from him. Like they're right behind him, and he motions both of them, and they both run back to their little barricade, and you shift them out of the road so that you can pass.
So this guy is still quite close. I can't like talk to my buddy.
Yeah, if you're trying to like say something
he'll hear
you want
what
them
I'm
to
saying.
hear.
Yes, I really want to say something to him right now. Okay. Well, I don't want him to hear anything. So I'm just gonna nudge him with my elbow and nod and say, just like as quietly as possible, as like the other guy doesn't hear. I'm just gonna say, let's play along with this for a bit.
Joseph nods.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn back my head towards the road and switch back into gear and get the engine going and slowly starting to drive again.
Okay, so you're getting back on the road and driving down past this little barricade. You start driving.
So you
start driving by some more industrial buildings. You drive by like a couple gas stations, a couple of hotels and whatnot. The closer that you go north, you start to see a lot of pro-communist propaganda popping up on the roadside.
I'm just gonna spit out of the window and let out a bit of a sigh. Anything else noteworthy? Should we?
You start to see a lot more. You don't see a whole lot of like civilian-looking people. You do every so often. You'll see, small groups of armed men, and these are definitely Soviet, Red Army soldiers, just kind of patrolling the area.
Well, I feel like they wouldn't expect the people that they're looking for to just show up, so close. So I feel a little bit. I'm feeling really excited, but I'm trying not to show it right now because I know these guys are actually looking for us. So I'm getting a bit nervous, a bit more than before actually.
So what's the plan, Fernando? When do you think we should start heading back?
Well, let's just see if we can find the first turn that gets us onto the road and leave. I think we've seen a fair bit. Maybe we could go back now.
So,
unless there's some kind of something that can stop us in some way, but I kind of just shrug my shoulders and say, "Fuck it."
Every so often you see groups of soldiers kind of walking up and down the road. Like every so often you'll see like a little UAZ just driving down the road. So you pass by a hospital and a few like what used to be car dealerships, and I assume you've determined that the Soviet influence it's getting pretty close to
yeah,
from
I
where
can
you
definitely
started.
feel it.
And I imagine
But it doesn't seem as dangerous. Yeah, it doesn't seem as dangerous as I thought so far.
Let's see. So, are you guys gonna continue going north, or are you gonna turn around now?
I think I'm getting a yeah. What do you think, Joseph?
I think it's a good idea to turn around now.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around.
Okay, so you come across like you turn off into like a parking lot. You just kind of circle around, and now you're going back, south on the same road that you came through.
On the same, we're going on the same one.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So you guys just head back the way you came, and you get down to that same intersection that these three men stopped you at, and they stop you once again. It's kind of a thing of like, again, it's a checkpoint, like, so they're just stopping anyone that just like goes through here. You there?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about what to say to them in case they say something.
So the guy, the one guy, walks up to you, and when you first came across him, he was neutral. He kind of looks at you, kind of funny. He's a bit more suspicious now. It's like, you are coming back so soon.
You know how it is.
Yeah, my pal. Yeah, my pal. He forgot the most important thing. We gotta go back and get it. I'm gonna try to lie to this guy, obviously.
He turns to one of his other guys, and they kind of talk to each other, like kind of quietly. And the other guy, he turns back to you, and he's like, "I'm gonna have to, if you don't mind, you step out of the vehicle."
I think we would mind.
I'm sorry. He squints his eyes at you, and he just says, "I'm sorry."
I'm just gonna say, out of character here for a second, would we be okay with just gunning it?
You certainly could.
I'm driving. I can't. I'm driving. Unless I've stopped and I've got like my hands on my gun, but yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm down.
Like
for a
run.
Shootout. Oh, run.
Not
as in
like
with the
run,
car or without.
driving, You're
just gonna. So basically, you're gonna floor it, and just like. Take off down the road.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty good because I don't know what the hell these guys want. I don't know what the hell they expect me to say, and if we say some more shit, they're probably gonna like understand that we're just bullshitting them. So might as well.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Although they would know for sure that they're gonna for sure know that we're bullshitting them now. Kind of suspicious, wanting us to step out. So I feel like we should press the pedals and basically take off like a rocket.
All right, so pretty much, the guy just said step out of the car, and Joseph just said no, and then Fernando just guns it, and they take off past like the barrier. It's not even like a very good barrier. You just kind of push like the chain link fence aside, and a couple of bullets like fly like in your direction, and then the three men scramble into a vehicle of their own.
Good. We've got a head start. That's what I'm gonna say to Joseph. And
all right.
Hysterically, like.
So, I think since I have my gun, would it be possible for me to like scramble into the back seat, and then and then
technically there is no back seat. It's
oh
it's a bench seat, but you could technically like scramble into like the bed of the truck if you wanted to. But if you wanted to do that, I'm gonna have you roll acrobatics to see if you succeed.
acrobatics is not a strong point of my character, so I think I will sit tight then. Is it possible from where I am to take some pot shots at them, like out the window?
You could try. I would give you kind of a minus to your roll, since you're not really aiming at them. You're just kind of spraying in their general direction, if that's what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So roll. If you want to take a shot, take some shots. Roll for it, and take a minus. I think I have it as a -5. So
Okay.
it's you might not hit something, but you never know.
Natural 1. My second of the
No.
night.
Let's see.
You're.
Roll
This
roll
might
another
be quite
d20.
funny.
Oh gosh.
It should be high now. Please be high. Okay, it's not bad, I guess.
You says you fail to shoot this round, so you kind of like hesitate. You hesitate for whatever reason, or like you can't like depress the trigger like quite right, because from what I understand, like you have like a full size like rifle, so maybe it's like it's not
Yeah.
a short, like it's not a short barreled rifle, so you're kind of awkwardly kind of trying to shoot like backwards, so it's probably not super comfortable. So yeah, you don't return fire. So
Well, I'm gonna drive as fast as I can meanwhile.
so you're just gonna
Just saying.
just gun it back down towards Jim's house.
Yeah, well, the road is just a straight line, isn't it?
Not entirely, but it's close. It's gonna take you about.
Yeah, well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. Yeah, we're gonna go to Jim's. For sure. I feel like.
You drive. It takes you about like 8 minutes to get back there. To get back to the farmhouse. It's only about 6.5 miles away, so that gives you a sense of how close they are.
Shit. Okay. I'm gonna look behind, see if I can see them on our tails, or if they're anywhere close.
Yeah, roll for it.
One moment. Not great, not bad. But
You don't see anything.
I don't see anything.
You don't see anything.
So I'm in disbelief, and I'm gonna say, Joseph, can you double check if these guys are still after us?
I suppose I do have the binoculars, yeah. So I guess I'll check then. Ugh, that is a 3.
You also do not see anything. anything.
Yeah, the binocular does, you add like some kind of a bonus for that, right? For perception. It should improve it, right? It shouldn't be 3, like, or is it just 3? Is it just 1 plus 1 for the
I
binocular?
I think it's more that you can see further with binoculars.
Oh, but not exactly what you. Okay, okay. All right, so it doesn't improve your perception then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right, got it. Okay, well, I guess we both don't see anything
Yeah,
like pursuing us.
you don't see
Well, in that
anything.
case, I don't know if that's the case or not, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna jump out of the car once we get to the farm, grab the med kit that I have everything in my backpack, and the gun, and put the optics on my gun whilst I'm right next to the door. So I'm gonna open the door, slam the door shut on my side, take the keys, put them in my pocket, take out my gun, and start fitting the telescopic sights on the gun.
Okay,
And
so
I'm also gonna, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
so as
That's my rifle.
you kind of pull off pull off the road and on, into the driveway of the farmhouse. Jim is sitting on his porch, and he sees that you've come back very hastily. So he has a shotgun beside him, and so he comes back, with his shotgun in hand. He's not like, he's just kind of carrying it, and he runs over. He's like, "You boys all right?"
Fuck no, we're getting chased by red scum.
How far away
They're
are
closing
they?
in on us. Well, I don't know, man. I looked back, I couldn't see anything, but they were getting in their car, so I presume they're coming, and I don't know how many of them are, but about 3 men for sure. At least 3 men.
He kind of looks down the road, like, heading north, and he's like, "Come, like, inside," and he like kind of motions to you inside his farmhouse.
Oh, I'm gonna sprint to him and then, get to the house. I'm very distressed.
I can't believe I didn't ask this earlier, but did any of the men appear to have radios?
You didn't really notice if they had radios, but they definitely were not like they definitely weren't like, military. They were probably more like a paramilitary or a militia. But
Mm-hmm.
very kind of
They looked like a bunch of losers to me.
the only thing, they were definitely wearing more street clothes. The only thing that you could definitely see that was more uniform was that they all had these red berets.
Yeah, I feel like that's what distinguishes them as being on the other side rather than on our side.
So you
And they also the way that they talked as well, yeah. Totally.
so you definitely definitely kind of know for sure that they're not on your side. So you follow Jim into his farmhouse. It's a very I guess very typical, like, it's a fairly large, like, wooden farmhouse. Pretty typical American farmhouse. So
It's
you
like
walk
big
in.
house, right?
It's
Huge.
a pretty big house. It's about
Oh, okay.
2 stories, in a basement.
Mm.
So, like, he pretty much just says, it's like, you boys better hide. Maybe they won't come looking for us here.
Should we
Maybe.
hide the truck as well? In the barn, maybe?
He says like, if you got time, you could definitely hide. You could definitely hide in the barn if they're looking for that truck.
Hide the truck.
Let's see. Yeah, you could. If you want, you can definitely hide the truck.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to. I feel like it might it might save killing people. We might be fine. All right, I'm gonna try that. Or maybe, yeah, I'm gonna try that. So I'll go back in the truck, and I'll try to, get it to go there. Yeah, to hide it in the barn, and then maybe I'll have enough time.
Okay, so let's see. Let me see if you're gonna have time. You've got, I'm gonna say, 12 rounds until they would come your way if they see you. So you have like what?
Cool.
That's like a little over a minute, I think.
That's enough time, I think.
And you think? Okay. How far is the barn from me?
It's probably a.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's not very far. It's like from like the farmhouse to the barn. It's like 50 feet.
Okay. Well, it might be fine.
Yeah, it's not that far.
But
away.
the thing is, I just suspect they'll check. But fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. Let's go for it. I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna stop in my tracks and head back to the truck and try to get it in the barn.
Okay, so I guess. What would I roll for this? Stealth? I guess.
Well,
To
I guess it's a couple of things. Like it's stealth. It's
I'm just gonna say
acrobatics. I guess
it's
maybe.
stealth just to see how well you'll be able to hide it.
Yeah. Okay. So there is no dispute that I'll be able to like drive it.
Yeah, you'll.
Should I ride?
You can definitely drive it. It's like just like make like
Okay.
a stealth check to see if whenever they do
My
like
stealth is untrained. My stealth is untrained. Cool. Well, here goes something. Okay.
Okay, so you're definitely gonna be able to, hide the truck in the barn, but I'm gonna say, you kind of do it kind of hastily, and you kind of kick up a lot of dust as you do that. So there's like a fairly sizable like dust cloud, as you make your way. So
Right.
if they pass by, they might. I'm gonna say they have a plus. I'm gonna say like a +2 to their own perception check if they make their way over.
Okay. And for myself, after I've hidden the truck, do I get out of it or stay inside the barn with it? Do I have time to go out of the actual structure and go back to the house?
I'm gonna say no.
No, so I'm in the barn. Fine.
You're in the barn, and Joe and Jim are in the farmhouse. And
And the barn has no. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
there's no windows, but you can like
No.
kind of like
Okay.
peek through like some gaps between like the wood planks. It's a fairly old
Yeah.
structure, so
It's got
and
holes in the wall.
and
Well,
they drive right past you.
good.
You
So far.
see like an Uaz just kind of driving, just like kind of flying by down the road, and it just drives right past. So
So we all saw it.
you all see the their vehicle drive on by. They don't see you guys.
Great. I guess. I'm gonna remain hidden and wait for a little longer.
I will do that as well.
So you're just gonna lay low for how long do you think you're gonna remain hidden?
I'm gonna remain hidden for about maybe a minute to 2 minutes at most for me, because I don't think there's like I feel like that's as much time. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and I'm gonna open the door and just walk out. Um, yeah, that's for me.
So you wait out like for how long you want to sit. You want to wait there until you think the coast is clear, and then you exit the barn and you make your way back to the farmhouse and regroup with Joe and Jim.
Yes, and I'll take all my stuff as well, which is the backpack and telescopic sights on the gun and the gun itself with the sights on it.
Okay. So you head back inside the farmhouse, and you're in the what would be the living room, and a couple minutes later, Jim walks out like clutching his shotgun. And he just says to you, "That was a close call, boys."
That it was.
What in Sam Hill did
Yeah.
you do to piss them off?
Not too much, actually.
Not a lot. I think I need to chill out for a bit.
I'm gonna say probably in the time we were hiding, I probably would have had time to recount what happened to Jim.
So you tell him the story that you drove up down the road. You came across this kind of ragtag group of militia men, and then you head it. They let you through, and you basically got probably like 8 miles. Actually, it's more like 2 miles past like that little checkpoint, and you were starting to get into the not necessarily the thick of the Soviet influence or whatever, but like probably the further you went in, it would just be a lot worse than what you experienced. So they're Jim says, so them commies are pretty close, huh?
Yep.
Might not.
Much closer than you think.
Might. Well, if they're chasing after you, they might be heading down this way within the next day or two. So, if you boys want to be safe, I'd suggest you hightail it out of here.
Yeah, and how are we gonna do that? On foot, or are we gonna take your truck? If you don't need it anymore.
If you boys want that truck, you can have it. I don't need it. I don't need it anymore.
Well, I think we probably need it if we wanna make good distance.
If you boys need anything else before you head out there, like I got a little bit more food here. I got some old guns here. I got some ammo. And anything you might need, like take take it, and you be on your way.
Well,
would he happen to have, never mind.
I guess we can take stuff from him, anything we like. He's very open to that idea, so might as well make the most out of it. So let's see. I'm gonna start looking through all his belongings and kind of evaluating what can be helpful in what way. Of course, food is no question. Food is gonna be important, so we'll take some of his food.
Yeah, so
I think
he has just some canned food, and he has a couple jars of there's a couple jars of preserves, I guess, that he made himself. So
yeah, but he's got his animals, so he's not gonna starve.
He's not gonna starve for sure. And actually, both of you roll a d20. So you guys are just kind of looking through his belongings, see what you need.
Huh.
That's my third natural one of the night.
Yeah. I call bullshit. How is that possible? It's incredible. Is this perception or what is this?
Yeah, we'll say perception.
Okay, well, I only got a natural roll, so only 13.
So, you as you're looking around, you go into the basement, and underneath, under some boxes, you find, it's like an old wooden crate. You open it up, and you find a very rusty MP40. It's a
from World War II.
Yes, he's a World War II veteran. He brought.
Oh my god!
He brought it back as like a war trophy.
That's awesome.
It's pretty rusty. It's obviously it's empty and has one magazine, but it's not in usable condition right now.
Wow. That's an amazing find. I think I'll hold on to that just because it's history.
So my character is actually skilled in craft and mechanics. Could I maybe take a look at what would have to be done in order to restore it to working condition?
You certainly could. So this would be a submachine gun normal, I would say.
What should I roll?
I would say mechanics.
All right. Natural one again. That's numero cuatro.
What the? How is that possible?
Are
you kidding me?
Okay. So
What?
I'm gonna allow you to roll that again.
Question it.
That's
I'm not gonna question it, but this is crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna do this once. Roll it. I'm gonna allow you to roll that again.
3.
Yeah, I don't think the dice maiden certainly has something tonight against you.
It's definitely not your night, but you kind of look it over, and it's definitely gonna need a lot of work to get it in working condition. But if you wanna, it's not something that you're probably gonna be able to like do in like the next couple minutes. You're gonna But if you
Gonna take
get
rest
like some parts and spend a little bit of time, you know, you would probably have like a serviceable submachine gun, or you could use it as a a trade, like a trade tool or something that you could use to get something.
You could use it as a back scratcher. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah, you
might get
could use it as I mean, I don't know what you could use it as if it's in this kind of a condition, except for
like it's
parts, some kind of parts.
You could definitely restore it, but it's gonna take a lot of work.
Oh, he can. Well, well, I don't know.
If
he
had
doesn't have like tools.
Yeah, if he had rolled a natural one
I have no idea.
again, I would have said it was beyond repair.
Alright.
But
well, I don't know. Look, Joseph, it's your call what you're gonna do with this thing, but I think it's junk, except for its historical value. And if you see some kind of potential in it, take it. But I'm not gonna. I don't. Well, we can take it just because it's interesting, and it might be useful eventually. But it's really your call. I'm not going to worry about it anymore, and I'm gonna resume my search. Or was that the conclusion of my search? That's the most useful thing I found.
Well, it's not the most useful thing he found. He opened up his gun safe, and in terms of weapons, it's just his shotgun. He's got a couple of shotguns and two hunting rifles and a Luger pistol.
Man, this guy's full of German weapons.
I mean, as far as German weapons, it's just the MP40 and the Luger. The Luger is definitely in much more serviceable condition. He actually took care of this one.
Good. Yeah, that's worth picking up.
It is also
I'll take the Luger.
also empty. There's no bullets in it.
Oh, it's empty. and he doesn't have any rounds. So
Does he have
okay,
a lot of
well, we can.
millimeter stuff?
What's he say?
Does he have a lot of 9mm rounds?
I'm gonna say that any 9mm that he had, he probably gave out to other survivors that were kind of passing by. But he has like some 22 long rifle and some 30-06, I'd say, and some 12 gauge, of course.
I'm gonna hold on to the MP40, but most likely we will not get much use out of it if we don't have 9mm. Even if we do repair it, so. But I do really like the novelty of having an MP40, so. Yeah.
So you walk up the stairs with this box containing the MP40, and Jim's just like, by God, I completely forgot about that old thing. Brought that thing back from the war.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Yeah.
Brought that thing back from the war. I just never I could never get the thing to work right, and so I just kind of set it aside and just forgot about it.
I reckon if I had some parts, I could get it working. I took a quick look at it. Yeah.
Boy, if you could get that thing working as it should, I'd be surprised. But you look like a bright young man. I think you could do it.
Thanks, Jim.
Is there anything else I can get you boys?
I don't know. We'll take some of the food, I guess. We just haven't got much really to take from here. Maybe tools could be useful, but I've got. I believe I have. I got a shovel. So I don't need that as a tool, but I feel like most of the stuff I've got that I need for survival. So I can't really think of any specific thing that we might feel lacking. And I guess I'm good to go.
I'm good to go as well once I get my stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and, he just says, "Well, there's nothing else that you can think of. You boys best be on your way."
Yeah, we best be. And yeah, I'm gonna pack my stuff on the car and hop on in the driver's seat again, so I can burn some more rubber and go on the road again.
So you guys are gonna get back into his truck. Well, technically now he's basically gifted you the truck.
Yeah, what a generous man. He's a saint.
So as you guys get into the truck, he just says, God bless you boys. Good luck. I'll be praying for you boys.
Well, our thoughts will be with you as well. Bless you, Jim. You're a kind man.
It's just the way the Lord wants it.
I'm sure he'll be pleased with you. And yeah, I'll close the door on the car and yeah, turn it on. And if Joseph's got his stuff, which I think he did, I'll also Well, we head now in the other direction. Once we roll, we've got once the whole like party is in the ready. We roll ready. Like there's nothing else.
Yeah, there's a. If there's nothing else that you guys want from Jim, you can certainly head your way out.
Oh, I just thought of something. Maybe Jim could have a map of this place, or no, he doesn't.
Jim says like, I don't have any maps, but I could certainly tell you where you want to go if you know the area a little bit.
Well, what's to the south of here?
You head a little south. You'll head down towards town. You'll see you'll head down towards town and the flea market that's down there. And he scratches his head. You head a little further south. You'll head down to Calcutta and further down in East Liverpool. And I don't really go down towards West Virginia, but even further south from there, you'll be across the Ohio River. You'll be in West Virginia.
And that place will be probably more friendly than the one we just came from, so we can find some more people, free people. Hopefully.
Alright, so now you're going to depart the farmhouse for the last time and make your way south, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna head off down south, down the road, and probably about 4 miles down the road, you come across a wide open area. You can see about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like 9 large. Well, they're not large. They're like kind of long, like wooden pavilions, and you can see a fair amount of people. Like they've got like little tables set up with like various wares, set up both inside and out of these little pavilions. So there's like it looks like a little market.
See that? People selling stuff. Maybe we can trade something, but I feel pretty comfortable with what I got, unless you want to look around.
I guess I'd be interested to see if they have anything. Or actually, yeah, we're probably good. Well, they might have us.
They might help us. Yeah, we can definitely speak to them. At least they're not gonna ask us where we're going, and they don't know much. But let's try to be a little bit discreet, although we're riding the same truck that the guys chased us with. But let's just see what they say, because you don't know. There might be enemies around every corner. So let's just try to be very perceptive. So are we getting off, or we're just gonna drive right past? I think if we want to talk, we gotta get off for sure. So I'm gonna get off of the car. I'm gonna get out of the car and stop the vehicle before that.
Alright, so you drive by, so you're driving past this the little market. So are you guys going to drive past it, or are you going to look into it a little bit?
We're gonna look into it and try to talk to people there.
Okay. So you pull up to the market. You park your truck. Buy a bunch of other cars, so you kind of blend in a little bit. There's a bunch of like older pickup trucks. So if for whatever reason these red berets were to come through, your truck kind of blends in a little bit. So
yeah, I was concerned that they were here already. Is there any way of me knowing? Well, but probably not, unless I speak to the people there. But that might be suspicious.
I'm gonna say if you were to do that, you know what kind of vehicle it is. It's a Russian vehicle, so it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb if you were to do a perception check for it.
Yes, I need to do something like that. I mean, I know if it's there, I'm probably gonna see it right away.
Yeah.
Where was the thing? There it is. Roll. Okay, that was my best roll this night.
That's either of our best rolls this night.
So you're gonna kind of look over some of these other vehicles and see if you find the UAZ that you were being chased in, and you do not find them.
Yeah. Well, that's at least good. But what about the folks? Can I go and chat to them? Can we go and chat to them?
You can go have a look for them. All these people by these little stands, they're all civilians. They don't seem to have, they're all survivors. So nothing, that you would that looks like they would be hostile or enemies at all. They just look like normal people.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to speak to one of them. So I'll go to the nearest one to me.
Go to the nearest one, and that one is. You see it's kind of an older gentleman, not quite as old as Jim was. He's not the wares that he's selling. They're just kind of miscellaneous trinkets, like decorative things. Nothing that would be particularly of use for survival purposes, unless you were to maybe find some material in them that could be melted down and salvaged. You see a bunch of very questionable decorative items. You see some fucking blackface, like trinkets. Stuff that's very,
What was it called
very
again?
dated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
So you walk up to this guy, and he greets you, and he's just like, "See anything you like? It's only a nickel."
Yeah, I think I'm okay. I'm more interested in is there any like unusual cars that you've seen recently
Well,
go past your booth?
let me see. The guy kind of like scratches his chin a little bit, and he's like, "No, I don't recall
And I mean
seeing.
recently.
I don't recall seeing
Okay.
any unusual vehicles like I mean, every
It
so
might be
often I'll
too
see
ambiguous.
like a Jeep from like some National Guardsmen, but other than
Nice,
that,
okay.
like that's as unusual as it gets. But
No, no Ladas, no Soviet style
no,
cars.
I hadn't seen any commie vehicles, thankfully. So, is
Yeah.
there anything else that I can help you with?
Well, in fact, I think you can. I think if you see some and they ask for me or my pal or a truck, uh, could you not could you just tell them we weren't here? Because I'm gonna tell this guy we got in a little chase and a little race with them because we drove north.
So you're a
And
so the Ruskies are looking for you, you folk.
they could be. We don't really know where they are because we hid. They went right past us on the road, and after we had like a sigh of relief, we decided to start heading here. But we don't know if they're looking for us as far as here. It's still quite far away from the
Well, I suppose
center of this.
like the best thing that you could do is like change out of them old rags you got there, and as far as like your truck, I don't know what else you could do
Yeah.
besides repainting it.
Maybe you've got a good point. Maybe we could do business. You don't seem to be selling any kind of clothes, though. So
I don't
I guess you
have
can't
any
help.
clothes that I'm not selling any clothes, but I know there's a lady a little down that way. He points to his right. He's selling some some clothes that way.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely go and see her. Thank you.
No problem.
I think your advice is quite sound. So I'm gonna change my outfit for sure. Maybe it's a bit vain because we don't know where these guys are or whether we're gonna even encounter any of them again. But I feel like it might be good if they have communications at a level at which they can kind of say, oh, this guy, that guy, and if we eventually go back in that direction and they see the same clothes, the reports that they have, which they certainly would have, would indicate that it's us. So I feel like changing our looks will be deceiving for them and good for us. So I'm gonna do that. And then, what about a paint, trader or?
I'm gonna say, kind of roll for it to see if you find any. There's
Paint.
just
I mean,
so you roll.
are they even selling it? I rolled
So
a 10.
you find some nice clothes that you can change into, but you can't really find any
Paint.
any paint that would or at least enough paint that would cover your vehicle to completely change the way that it looks.
Okay. I'm satisfied to at least have the clothes.
So,
Could I buy like a cowboy hat?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say you could certainly find. There's probably no shortage of cowboy hats. You're kind of in a small town. There's probably no shortage of those.
All right. How many like copper would that set me back?
Copper, maybe like 3 ounces, maybe 4 ounces if it's a real nice one.
Yeah, it'll be a real nice one.
Alright, so you come across somebody selling like this nice old Stetson cowboy hat, and it it fits your head just perfectly.
I'll get that then.
Looking around this place, you can see just about everything. You came across the guy selling like all like the little trinkets. You see a lot of people doing that. But you see some people selling some like cassette tapes, 8-tracks, some vinyls. Some people selling like old tools, some food, like car parts, and even
This is this is like Jim's place, only it's on a larger scale. I wonder if we'll find any other World War II relics.
Yeah, it's pretty possible. Like the kind of like I've been to this place in real life, and some of the stuff that you find there interesting, to say the least.
Well,
So
that's good. It means that it's could be interesting. But this village, it looks quite peaceful to me, and quite remote and quite safe.
it's
So I feel quite much better now. But I feel like we want to form some kind of active group that does at least something to deter or we don't want to live like that. We don't want to live in fear. And we don't want what's happening somewhere not too far away to just stay there, because I would think it would spread further. And so I think I gotta speak to some people more, but for now I'm just okay looking around, and that's fine with me. And what does Joseph think? What do you think about potentially making some kind of a group of individuals?
I think that's a good idea.
Because I feel like if there's enough people to free the people that are in the gulags, then they would certainly fight for the right side, and at least stop it for a bit if we can't prevent it. But let's go over this again over some food, because I'm I'm really, really dying for some nice food and cooked well. I'm tired of these canned foods. Let's go to a restaurant or something.
Well, as you can see, you kind of like catch the scent of like some meat being cooked, and you can see every so often you can see like some food stands. Nothing like nothing really great. It's like fair food, so you got like like burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that, but can't really be worse.
Oh well, that's better than fucking like that's still better. Um, yeah. So I guess we'll just stop by and have something to eat. I mean, I would like to.
So you're gonna go.
And then we we can discuss the plan as well whilst doing that. So let's go to like one of these stalls or whatever kind of places they are, and just order something, pay, and whatever kind of exchanges we've come to.
So you walk up to a stall. It's kind of a fashioned out of an old like an old trailer. You see like a younger guy, probably about your age, at the stand. He takes your orders and he it seems like a very a nice chat. He does like he's kind of doing like some small talk, and he says so I hear a lot of us survivor types are heading down to the mountains in West Virginia to the south.
Oh, you've been
Is that right?
A lot of these people are saying that's the safest place to go, like out in the mountains. Like, I imagine like them Russians got Youngstown to the north. I can only imagine that in a couple of days they'll be down these ways.
Yeah, and will you join or will you remain here?
Well, shoot, I might just make my. I'm thinking of heading down that way myself.
And you got somewhere, you got a vehicle to travel there? How are you gonna get there? I'm just chewing my food and talking whilst chewing.
I got my old station wagon down that way. It's not the greatest of vehicles, but it gets me from where I need to go.
And you've got enough fuel?
Last I seen, I had like a quarter tank, so might not get me too far, but
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll just find some fuel. You and me, maybe. Why don't you... I don't know, maybe you're working now, but I feel like it's quite quiet. Maybe we could sit down at the same table and talk. We just came from the north. I'm gonna look at the guy
and he said you came from the
look
north.
at Joseph as well.
He kind of as he hands you to your food, he kind of like looks around. He says, "How close are they?"
Well, I think they're closer than you actually think, but you were quite accurate when you said that it's gonna be a few days. So I don't know if you were saying that as a joke, but that's the reality of your situation. So I don't know.
Yeah, his eyes.
If you wanna,
like his eyebrows kind of go up, like kind of in surprise, and it's like, oh boy, this might be the last flea market here in Rogers.
yeah, kind of. And I feel like you seem like a good, like chatty man. Maybe you could maybe we could gather people around. Maybe you could let them know and have like a exodus of the last remaining free Americans and head to the mountains and plan some kind of resistance. That sounds at least better than being scattered, like,
I got
or
you.
to me.
Well,
So
there's
and
some,
you know the folks here, and I'm just a stranger, and so is my pal. He's Joseph, by the way, and I'm Fernando.
Mike.
So pleased to meet you, Mike.
Um,
Shakes his hand.
he shakes your hand too, and he's like, well, if you're looking for things, like you're looking for like some weapons, we got some folks here. They're selling whatever they got. Like you got like you got a guy named Darius over there. He's selling some like baseball bats and all that sort of stuff. It's like
Huh.
a couple guys selling some guns. If you need like parts for your car, like we've got a couple people over there. He's just pointing into basically just kind of random directions.
This is a really weird question here, but do you know if I could get parts for an MP40?
He kind of looks at you kind of funny, and he's just like, I don't really know much about guns, but there's a guy over there. His name's Chester. He might be able to help you out.
Thank you. I'm going to go in the direction he indicates and talk to this man.
He points to one of these. He points to one pavilion. There's a few of the pavilions. It's kind of just like an open air, like pavilion, just like a roof on like some wooden supports. A lot of them like have like some just like bales of like hay underneath them, but there's some covered ones that are, So he motions to one particular one. He's like, he usually sets up shop in there.
I'm going to, I guess, approach the structure and enter.
You enter in through it's kind of like an open garage door, and you can't really think straight because you hear a lot of people talking. It's like a 150 foot by. It's like 150 foot long, and it's like 15 foot wide. So and the place is fairly packed. Well, it's not fairly packed, but like there's a fairly sizable crowd. So like you're kind of weaving your way in and around, and you come across one stall that kind of has a lot more attention to. There's a lot of people crowded around it, and you walk up to it, and there's you see on the wall a variety of different firearms. A lot of military grade weapons, and other parts for it. And you see a man probably just a little older than you. His head is he's got like a buzz cut, and he has like a t-shirt on and like some army fatigues underneath, like for his pants and boots.
All right. I'm going to, I guess, approach him and introduce myself as Joseph and ask if he would have any parts for German submachine guns.
He is like an MP40.
Exactly.
Sure. I might have a few parts here and there. Let me have a look. Well, first, let me see what you got here.
I'll take it out of my duffel bag.
He takes it and he kind of inspects it. He's like, "Boy, whoever you got this from didn't really take very good care of this. But I could make it work. I could make it work. Just like it's what a gunsmith does here. Let me check my stockpile and see if I can. I got some parts here." And he doesn't take your gun. He just kind of like sets it on his table in front of you, and he just kind of disappears for a little bit. And he comes back, and, like holding it's like a variety of different parts, and he's like, "Yep, I got quite a few parts for an MP40. Hell, I even found a spare mag for you."
Well, thank you. How much do you think it would set me back for enough to repair this gun? I can do the work myself. I'm just looking for parts.
If you wanted, well, I'd say for just the parts, maybe about 30 copper.
That's a deal.
He's like, "Very well," and he slides the parts over your way, and takes your copper. He's like, "Anything else that I can help you boys with?"
Well, he's the engineer. I'm just here just because I'm curious.
Do you have any more 9mm ammunition?
He thinks for a second. He's like, "I might have a few rounds left. Truth be told, it's like it's really hard for me to keep a hold of 9mm. Let me see." He kind of rummages through some boxes, and he pulls out a box of bullets. And he's like, "Well, I've only got 10, and that's all I've got."
How much would that set me back?
Yeah.
Let me see. 10 per bullet. 10 copper per bullet.
Well, seeing as he already gave me one magazine, I think I'll just have to make do with that for now.
So you're not taking the ammo, or you're just taking the parts?
I'm just taking the parts. I'm sure I'll get ammo at some point. I have a gun anyway, so it's not urgent.
Yeah, he sees that you've got you're already armed too, and he's just like, "Well, good luck to you finding ammo for that thing, but you can certainly get that thing running. But finding the ammo is the tricky part."
Well, best of luck to you.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. It's like it's always good to like serve free Americans.
Speaking of free America,
And yeah.
do you know how
Joseph tell him?
Do you know how close the communists are? just inquiring if you know.
Truth be told, I don't know. Like, do you have any idea?
Well, we just came from up north, and at best, I'd give it a few days before they're here.
Good lord. He kind of just looks at he kind of looks over at his wall of he's got a variety of different weapons. He's got some a couple of M16s, like one or two captured like AKs, just a variety of different military grade like small arms, and he kind of almost very hastily just kind of like slams his hands on the table and he just shouts out all guns half off.
Oh boy.
And people just
Well, you should have started with that.
he kind of just everybody just kind of starts crowding around this guy.
Well, that's the love of guns, and also a bargain. I think I'm not gonna buy anything. I don't have the money or whatever that we use to exchange. But
well,
it's
if you
good
would
that everybody's
like,
getting armed. I mean, it's good that everybody's getting armed. I really like that. Just because.
like what? If I may ask, what do you have for guns, Fernando?
I've got a rifle with a .22 LR ammunition. It's not on. It's just one shot, and then you need to put another bullet in it. So it's not an automatic thing. It's you kind of get the idea. Imagine like a air gun that's been converted into a actual firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Air guns shoot one little bullet. It's usually for birds, but this one has been converted to a actual firearm shooting with 20.22 LR bullets, and that's what I have. And I've got telescopic sights for it, and just normal sights, and a cleaning kit for it, and that's my weapon of choice. And I'm not trained in using any other kind of weapon but this one, so that's what I have. And another weapon I have is a knife and a bat, but that's not a gun, so I don't have anything else apart from that. And
because
huh?
I still have quite a bit of copper. So, like, if you want anything else?
Well, I feel like even if I do have anything else, I wouldn't be able to use it properly. Maybe, I mean, I'm untrained, and the kind of penalty you get for untrained in heavy arms, what was it called? Heavy weapons is -5, and that sounds like a pretty heavy weapon. Like the
Heavy
MC,
weapons are
I don't
like
know.
heavy weapons are like rocket launchers and like grenade
Oh,
launchers.
that's what a heavy weapon is. Aha. Okay, well, I guess then I'm fine. I guess with small arms because I'm trained in small arm. But yeah, I guess we can look for them for better weapons. I guess we can buy some, but I'm not worried about that. I like what I have.
All right.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna like say this. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be heading. Most of the people here are probably gonna be heading, a large amount of them, to the mountains, which the boy. Well, that's not a boy. The guy at the um, burger place, the restaurant, whatever, said. Seems like he's going there anyway, so I'm sure he'll also show up and buy a gun now. So maybe we'll help him buy one instead if he doesn't have the ability to afford one.
I think it could be a good idea to just go around and like tell everyone like so
Yeah, I feel like I mean, yeah, everybody that's coming here now must be wondering why the hell this guy's selling half price for guns that are perfectly fine. So I feel like, you know, the trader, was it Darius? He would make everybody aware.
name.
Yeah, Chester's the guy who's selling the guns.
Chester. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Chester, you'll you'll do us a favor and let everybody know about us and what we told you. We were just trying to make everybody well aware of the coming Red Legion.
All right. So what are you gonna go around and like kind of spread the word to other people here, or what is your?
Yeah, well, we're just gonna, yeah. I mean, I'm already like, we've already spread it to 2 people, so we might as well keep going. You know, make it as public of a statement as possible, for sure. Yeah, short answer, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see. Roll me a D6.
Okay. That middle, it's my favorite.
So, what you rolled a 3?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say within like a half hour, like the two of you kind of split up, and you start spreading the word that the Russians are getting real close to their small town, and that people kind of need to take up arms.
Yeah, and this is not to make his, clearance. It's more because we really wanted um, to be the case that people have arms. Well, I feel like they would need them anyway, but it's up to them what they do. It's not to do with this guy selling his guns because he's, tired of them. I feel like he's a respectable guy. This Chester, he wouldn't like scam the customers. And also, the truth is that they're coming. So whether they believe it or not, that's up to them. We're just saying.
So after you go and basically tell all the people that are at this little village, it's starting to get kind of like the sun's starting to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's getting it's getting kind of late. You're probably gonna want to find somewhere to bunk for the night before you start your voyage down south.
Well, I guess we'll do that, and I'll find some place that's good to sleep, or in the truck, whatever.
Roll for let's see, finding a shelter. Roll tracking for me.
Tracking, okay. No, it's not good.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
A 4. You're trying.
I got a 6, but I got a 6, but it's a 4
Um,
because untrained.
you're trying to. You kind of sit down. You're trying to think of some places where you might be able to, find some shelter. But for whatever reason, you're just drawing blanks. Like you being a businessman, you own a few properties, but like maybe in like kind of a, you're not quite in your right mind, and you can't really just think about it very clearly.
Well, in that case, I'm just gonna knock on somebody's door and ask them to sleep in their place, or in my truck if everyone says no. And I mean, to be honest, I don't see a problem sleeping in the truck unless you have a problem with it.
I mean, it's an open bed, so you're basically sleeping out in the open. Or unless,
okay.
well, I guess like if you're small enough, you could probably like curl up on the seat, because it's kind of like a bench seat, but it's not gonna be very comfortable, and it would only fit.
Yeah, well, perhaps I'll just knock on somebody's door then, and try until I get. I mean, I'm gonna find this guy at the burger place. I'm gonna ask him to stay over.
Okay.
First, because we already had a talk with him, and then I'll just talk to the people that I already spoke to, hoping they would be willing at least to help.
Okay,
We'll see.
so you're gonna go back over to Mike's burger place, and
Yeah, Mike's.
roll social skills.
Okay. Might be fine. Because I'm really... Ooh, what is this? No way.
Dice Maiden really doesn't like you guys today.
Yeah, well, she might not like me, but at least I've got it as a character roll, so that is a 2. That is 2 plus my roll, so it's actually 4. It's not 2. That makes a difference, does it? Probably not.
So what did you got?
It's 4.
You rolled a
4.
A 4.
Oh, it's 4, and I have my charisma as a +1, I think. Oh, I don't know. No, it's just a 4. It's not anything. It's just a 4.
All right, so you kind of you talk to Mike, and he kind of just like, I don't know, man. I've kind of grown to like this old town. It's kind of been like a thing of mine about my family, is we kind of tend to die in the same town we were born in, and this is the town I was born in. So if I'm gonna die somewhere, it's gonna be here.
Sure. I'm just...
That's an admirable sentiment, I suppose.
Yeah, it is, but I was wondering, so it sounds like a very weird way of saying no, you can't stay for the night.
You're asking if like you can like stay the night. I thought you were like asking him to like accompany you guys. My bad.
Oh, to accompany. Oh, well, I didn't expect, like, because you told me to find a place to rest this night.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah,
And I said, I'll go and ask people to rest in their home.
Okay.
But
so,
he doesn't
yeah.
want to let me, or so it seems.
Oh, so yeah, I definitely. Okay, since I kind of misunderstood your question, I'm gonna let you roll social skills again.
It was the first question. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm fine if you keep this roll and just you know, he says, nah, sorry, you can't stay. I'm fine with that as well. What do you want to do? Roll another time?
Yeah,
I could roll again.
Yeah, roll again.
Cool. That's better. It's 11.
He
But,
says,
yeah.
you could say, if you want, you can spend the night at my place. It's not the most comfortable place. It's a little run down. It kind of.
I'm just gonna say, I just need a piece on the floor, like a little piece on the floor, and maybe something to just throw over myself, so I don't like freeze, and I'll be fine. It's better than sleeping in the truck. The truck's so small it can't fit me on a big body.
That. It's not gonna be the most comfortable, but it's a roof over your head, so.
Exactly. And I'm gonna take that over the truck.
So he gives you the.
Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, Joseph, it's up to you if you want to sleep on the floor or wherever we're gonna sleep. But at least it's a roof over our head, like he said.
So he gives you the address to his house, and he says, like, you know, obviously he gives you the address and he tells you roundabout where to go to get to the house.
Well, I'll remember everything he says, and I'll see him soon, I guess, because he needs to also come back. Unless he works night shifts.
Well, he'll probably be joining you guys pretty soon. He directs you to just basically this kind of rundown looking trailer, like a mobile home. But
okay.
But
well, it's better than nothing. That's what I'm gonna say to myself, and yeah, be positive.
Yeah, so he maybe like a couple minutes later, he comes back with his food truck, and he's just like, hey, just so you know, if you really wanted to get in, leave the key under the mat. And he lifts up the doormat, like in front of the door, and there's a key in there. And unlocks the
awesome. Oh, if you said that the key wasn't there, I was gonna die laughing. And his key was there. Oh, that's awesome. Oh. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
So he opens up the door. It's kind of it's a bit messy in there. Like there's a little bit of trash and stuff kind of littered about. He's not a very tidy kind of person. So it's just like, well,
he's a kind person. His heart is tidy.
So he basically just kind of like, well, you got this here pull-out couch here, and he unfolds the bed of the couch, and he's like, you boys.
I'm gonna say to him, this is the bomb, Mike. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Thank you. This is not me being sarcastic. I'm really thankful. Thank you.
Well,
I would appreciate a good night's sleep here.
Yeah, all of us, need a good night's sleep, especially if we're gonna be you're gonna be on the road like all day.
Well, that's the plan. I mean, I feel like that's the best course of action. Yeah. But I'm gonna make myself comfortable in that uncomfortable place.
Yeah. So.
And for sure, my kind of problem isn't so much that it's certainly just resting properly, which should be fine. I mean, I've seen
So,
worse at the labor camp, so it's fine. It's better than the labor camp. That's what I'm gonna tell them.
so yeah. So as you said, it's definitely not the cleanest place you've slept in, but it's better than the beds that you had in at the prison camp. So
Yeah, it's true. It's better.
Mike just kind of
Thanks for being kind.
he just kind of says goodnight to you two and heads off to his personal room.
Yeah.
So I assume,
Well, that's good enough for me. Yeah.
so I assume the two of you are just gonna bunk it in for the night.
Well, what other things are we gonna do? Right, it's the night, and we're tired. I'm gonna sleep. That's my final decision.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed, of course, I'll I'll try to. I don't know if this guy has like I don't know. I'm not gonna push it. Like I'm not gonna try to be, ask him for more stuff. Though he doesn't really care, but I'm just gonna just go to bed really, because that's the most important thing, and that's what I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do.
And is that what I keep forgetting the name of your Joseph.
Yeah, he's
Is
gonna do well.
he's just gonna go to bed too.
hmm
So
He's had a bit of a long day.
you both all did. So
Bro,
the two of you are just gonna
that's
like
true.
lay down on this pull-out couch and just go to sleep. And I think this is where we're gonna call it for tonight. So
Yeah.
it's a good first session. I had a little bit of a run-in with
It was
the enemy.
good.
Yeah.
Some little baby steps, and hopefully in the next session we'll.
I was just, I don't know what I was. Doesn't matter. But the beginning was so intense, and then it de-escalated so quickly that it became to be like things almost felt normal, almost. Yeah.
Well.
But then,
Hopefully on the.
I mean,
in the next session, things.
as it, I mean, things felt like normal, as in the people were not. They seemed pretty calm in that village that with the flea market.
Yeah.
So it sucks being the bearer of bad news, but sometimes you need to, because better to say that to them than to have them tortured and thrown into camps.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. So I'm gonna stop the broadcast.